was Camelot Court.
Are we using headphones? Yes.
Well, we don't have to. I just want to kind of do a sound test just to see how loud. As long as we all kind of congregate around the microphone, we should be okay.
Shoop, 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 shoot, doop, doop, shoot it. No.
No?
What do you want?
Shoot.
Duke, Duke, Duke of Earl, Duke, Duke, Duke of Earl, Duke, Duke, Duke of Earl, Duke, Duke, Duke of Earl.
I was waiting for that.
I was wondering if he was going to.
The Geeks in the studio here. Meet the Geeks reunion again, or not?
Almost.
Almost.
Kind of. Three of the geeks.
Three of the Geeks.
And we're rapidly expanding.
Yeah.
In fact, we are. Yeah.
This time of year?
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to do this once a month, which is the why do I keep I don't know. I'm rolling around. We want to do this once a month. Get the boys together. It's an excuse just to get together.
Mm-hmm.
Just happen to record a podcast at the same time. So we're doing a double header. There's a joke in there somewhere. I thought you were gonna leap.
I was stretching for something, and it didn't come together in my head, so I figured.
Keep on all over again.
Couldn't stretch that double ender far enough.
So, a game we played before on this show. I played it with you, Todd.
Yep.
And you, Corey, and I did with Tracy. So, one of the top episodes of the year was actually the Versus episode. Lots of people liked it, and a totally blatant ripoff of the Money Years podcast, which is Macaulay Culkin's podcast. But I don't know, for some reason we get a lot of views on all the Versus episodes. So we're going to do another one.
Okay.
Pass it to the crowd.
So I'm going to throw the categories at you. Now some of them are more Todd-centric. Some of them are Corey-centric. But you're each going to vote and present your argument. And you're going to tell me who wins in the Versus battle.
Okay.
I'm ready. Hit me.
So we pick a topic, or you're gonna pick?
No, I've got them all here.
Oh, you got it all there.
I wrote these up long ago.
You get that sheepish grin.
He's up.
Something's up.
All right. So I'm gonna go from the Todd category to the Corey category, back and forth. Excuse me. I think I want to do this one first. This is the Corey category.
Okay.
Paw Patrol versus PJ Masks. He just flipped me the bird.
Double.
Your two most hated shows, Corey.
Yeah.
That you are forced to watch, just like myself.
Yep.
Todd, have you seen these shows before?
Actually, I think I've seen them at your house. We were watching the kids.
If you go anywhere with 4-year-olds, you're bound to see them.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, one of Hunter's very first clear sentences was, "Mom, Ryder needs us."
Nice.
Oh, God. All right.
Now, I picked these because I know you hate them both.
Yeah.
So let's find the most deplorable and have them be vanquished.
Okay. Well, at least in PJ Masks, there's some suggestion that, there's parents. I mean, have you ever noticed with, Paw Patrol, like, is Ryder an orphan, or...
And how the hell is he driving vehicles at
He's
5 years
building
old
these
or whatever he
things.
is?
He's 10.
Is he 10?
He's actually 10 years old.
Did they actually state his age?
No, but one of the books, because, having a 4-year-old...
Yes, you also have the books, yeah.
It did actually say, that Ryder is 10 years old.
Well, then that's okay. For him to have a license at...
Yeah.
And this is a dog.
No, Ryder's the adult.
Ryder's the adult. Okay.
The human.
Sorry, not the adult, the human, yes.
Okay, not the adult.
Okay.
I actually have a theory about Paw Patrol, and we're already going way off topic.
Well,
here.
no, this is exactly what I was hoping to get into, so...
Okay. I have a theory about Paw Patrol. That the two mayors, Mayor... the one with the chicken.
Nick Chickaletta is the chicken. And
Mayor
Goodwin,
something like that.
Come on, Todd.
I don't know. Hey, my era was Dora the Explorer, Swiper, no swiping. I have no idea about Paw
I've
Patrol.
gone through that too, actually.
Oh, okay.
Hunter still always goes, "Aw, man." Anyway, so Mayor Goodwin and the evil mayor.
Yeah, with the purple.
Yeah, with the top hat, the classic villain. Even got the
Yes, even has the curly mustache.
Curly mustache.
Like Dad had when he was in Argentina. I guess Dad was.
He had the little
Did he
That was a
sit there
villain.
and twist it?
Yes.
yes mustache wax, the whole.
He actually had the mustache wax.
Yeah.
How many women did your dad tie to railway tracks?
Well, he did work for the railroad.
Yeah, he did work with that. He's the top hat and the monocle and
Exactly. Anyway, so here's my theory. These two mayors are in fact the overindulgent rich parents of Ryder. Right to the point where they have bought an island and created this whole fantasy for their child. Where, he's a police force, he's a firefighters, him and his genetically modified puppies are basically the peacekeepers of this.
So do you think Ryder's on so much Ritalin that he's imagined this reality?
And that's another entirely possible thing, it could all be in Ryder's head, He's tied up in an asylum somewhere,
He could be a 27-year-old man
Yeah,
who's locked
exactly.
up in an asylum who hasn't grown up since he was 10.
Yeah.
I blame cannabis.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming anything on cannabis. It's getting a bad rap.
Yeah. Gone to his parents' edibles.
Yeah. And then the story begins.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your PJ Masks theory then?
PJ Masks, well, they're actual superheroes, You can't deny that.
Yeah.
They
They actually have powers and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like gecko muscles and, super cat speed and, oh God, why do I know this shit?
Super gecko string.
Yeah. Hunter is Gecko. And
Oh, I know.
his little friend Nazi is Catboy.
Oh. My girls are Catboy. They're both Catboy.
They're both Catboy.
Nobody likes Owlette. Owlette's my favorite. I like the costume design
Yeah.
the most.
I don't know. They got fancy little ships that they fly around in, but they live in a totem pole. That's kind of politically incorrect nowadays.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering.
That's
about
cultural appropriation.
that. They live in a totem pole because they're all totems of animals.
Yes.
The owl, the cat, and the
gecko.
lizard. Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But whatever. So are these Native American children? Like I don't know.
Well, have you ever noticed that they tend to kind of they don't really tell you what ethnicity Catboy is.
Well, it'd be a cat.
Well, yeah, but Gecko's definitely white. Owlette appears to be Asian, and Catboy is slightly darker skin, but they never really. I know a lot of the times that they have pictures of kids wearing the Catboy suits. Definitely children with darker skin tones. So.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you still haven't told me who wins.
Oh God. Okay, so let's see, the crazy child in the asylum or, the actual superheroes. Let's go with the actual superheroes.
All right, that's good.
I do find PJ Masks to be slightly less annoying than Paw Patrol.
I do too. Here, can you put this over there?
Sure.
Every time I move my chair, it goes. Your list is on my phone. Can you pass me my phone? I realized the list that I actually have here is the old list on the episode we actually did.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's find the list. Oh, here we go. Oh. Okay. I think I have it scattered. Okay, so here's the Todd one.
Okay.
It's a 3-way.
Oh, threesome.
Which is the better? Which is the better song? Jump by House of Pain, Jump by Van Halen, or Jump by Kross.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm not too familiar with the Kross.
Yeah. Mac Daddy make you jump, jump. Daddy Mac can make you. Weren't they Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac? Were the two kids?
I don't know.
The Big Mac Daddies.
They wore their pants backwards.
Yes, they did. That was their big thing.
That was their thing. Yeah.
And what was the other one? Not Van Halen. What was the other one?
House of Pain.
Irish rappers.
Yep.
See, the first one that comes
says
out
rap
of my,
like Ireland.
see, the first one that comes out of my head is that one that says "Jump, jump for your love," but that's not the same one.
Pointer Sisters.
There we go.
Jump for my love.
Okay, this just became
Foursome now.
four-way, yeah.
Yeah. So what's the better song of those?
Well, I mean,
four.
For me, Van Halen, obviously. I mean, that's my take on it. The other ones, I don't even know if I even recognize them.
You didn't give your answer on PJ Masks versus Paw Patrol though. I wanted that too. And then we'll give your answer on the jump.
You know what? I would say Paw Patrol. From what I've seen, I don't think I've ever. The only PJ Masks I've seen is the vehicles and costumes that they wear. Yeah. I don't think I've actually watched the cartoon itself. But I don't know. Paw Patrol just seems cuter for me. But that's
it's cuter until it becomes annoying.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it to that point, so
you're lucky. Count yourself blessed.
That's the only one I had for Toad here.
That was it?
I don't know. I thought I had it here.
What kind of a question's that? Which one do you think I was
here
going to pick?
No, that's not it. Man, okay, well, we're going to go to the next one.
Are you going to ask me what?
Oh, yeah. Which is your favorite jump? I know what you're going to say.
No, I'm not sure if I want to tell you.
Oh, come on. I know what you're going to say.
Okay. What do you think I'm going to say?
Wait a minute. Isn't it kind of weird that Jump by the Irish rappers, House of Pain, is also the name of a Van Halen song called House of Pain from the 1984 album, where Jump, the song Jump, appeared?
Odd. But I'm actually going to go with Kross.
Ooh. Do you wear your clothes backwards, Corey?
When I'm really, really drunk.
We haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
That's another episode.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had a list. Now, hang on. I'll do the next one. And while I'm doing the next one, we will find... Okay, this is the Corey one. You can answer as well.
Okay.
Meet the Geeks, Matt versus Meet the Geeks, Thomas.
You know what? I'm actually probably going to have to go with Matt on that one because Thomas isn't quite fully formed yet. I had a very clear idea of, what Matt was going to be. Whereas, Thomas, I'm still kind of, trying to work on how he's going to fit into things. So, yeah, I'd have to go with probably go with Matt on that one.
These are all hard questions. Well,
if it's any consolation, none of them were introduced, by standing on top of a delivery van playing a guitar.
Yeah.
That's a upcoming strip, by the way. So look for it sometime in the new year.
In 4 days.
In 4 days.
4 days. Not quite that soon.
Okay.
You know what? I honestly didn't really. I mean,
Are you telling me you haven't been reading my strip?
well, no, I've seen them, but the thing is, you haven't really done anything with Thomas except for when he moved in, and that was cool. But we've yet to see what happens from here.
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing how it progresses.
I'm gonna chime in on this one. I think I like Meet the Geeks Thomas first because he still has been. I was gonna use a bad word. I'm gonna politically correct myself backwards there. He hasn't been torn apart yet, so there's still a sense of innocence, and there's a lot more we can do with him.
Yeah.
But he's also a martial artist, so if you guys piss him off too much, you and Clay are gonna be beat up quite often.
Once in a while, you'll see a thwack.
I didn't even see that coming.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, that gives me a whole idea for a whole slew of.
There you go.
Yep.
Clay or Corey trying to sneak in on the side and all of a sudden.
Why couldn't we keep the dumb one? All right. Actually, I have some here that I can. Okay, I'm gonna throw this one to Todd.
Okay.
A lot of
Am
these.
I gonna know these?
No. These you're gonna know.
Okay.
This is a hard one though. You know what they are, but
Okay.
Zamfir versus Kenny G, the master of the pan flute versus the master of the saxophone.
Saxophone. Zamfir. Who's the other one?
Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Soft jazz of Kenny G.
I'd have to go with Kenny G.
Really?
I think, yeah, more saxophone-ish, blue. I don't know,
You're
kind
saying
of
the pan
jazz-ish.
flutes aren't cool?
No, they're fine if you want to go to sleep.
You know what? Actually, I grew up with listening to Zamfir because my mom liked them. My aunts.
Oh
liked
yeah,
them.
that's perfect for
And
this generation.
let's put it this way: Kenny G has never been featured in a Quentin Tarantino film.
What?
Zamfir has been featured in Kill Bill.
Is that what I go?
Shit, yeah.
Or is that a different one?
No, actually,
No.
it was
that Death Proof or one of those ones?
no, it was in Kill Bill, where Hattori Hanzo is presenting the bride with the sword, and the piece that's playing in the background was
Oh,
Zamfir.
yeah, of course, that makes sense.
yeah,
Soothing, mystical music
yes.
for your ears. So you pick Kenny G, you pick Zamfir.
I would go with Zamfir actually. Besides, the saxophone is such a common instrument. Who plays the pan flutes anymore?
I think if Bob Ross was a musician, I think he'd play the pan flutes.
Yeah, probably.
Listen to that sooth sounding.
Or anybody with a bad back. It's very late.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. We might have asked this one before.
We're gonna have to have the Jeopardy theme song playing.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll tag that in. Yeah, I'll add it in. If you're hearing the music, I mean it's already there, and we've already done it in post edit. This is oh, this one's good. T-Carp versus T-Carp versus the Hammer. These are all nicknames that Thomas has.
Yes.
Which is the better nickname of the three? So there's T-Carp, T-Carp, and the Hammer.
Well, I've had Hammer completely ruined for me because they used to. Man, we're going to go into a Winnipeg thing here. Back in the day, about 20 years ago, there was a rock musician, or not rock musician.
Yeah, let's rephrase that.
There was a rock DJ known as Dick Rivers.
Oh,
You remember Dick
I
Rivers?
remember Dick Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get fired or something.
Yeah, for cocaine use. And
Is that what it was?
yeah, it was multiple. He became arrogant. His head swelled.
So him and Wheeler should have a show together.
yeah, actually, that would be quite.
Actually, that would be interesting.
Oh,
coming to a podcast.
Do you remember Dick Rivers?
I've heard the name.
He was like late night, right? On 97 or 92 or something?
He was the evening DJ.
Evening, yeah. And then Ace Burpee replaced him, I believe.
Yeah.
He was on whatever that station that was.
No,
But anyway,
it was 97, yeah.
So
yeah, he did all the heavy metal. You know, he was the guy that was playing Pantera, which was, awesome.
Okay.
Anyway, so getting back to the hammer. For about 3 weeks or longer, right about the time that, the Tommy Lee sex tape came out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All you would hear people talking about on Dick Rivers' show when they would call in is Tommy's big hammer.
See, I thought you were going with MC Hammer, but this is actually a better story.
Yeah, no, it's just...
Please, Hammer, don't hurt them.
So anytime I hear, Thomas the Hammer, I'm...
Nickname Soup King.
Yeah.
Let me fold it up for you.
I'm sure Shelby could tell us, but, But yeah, it's just, anytime I hear it, now, whenever I hear the hammer, all I can think about...
I can't think of Thomas' face.
I got a visual now. Thomas the Hammer.
Thomas the Hammer!
Oh.
Okay, so the Hammer doesn't win.
Yeah.
To Carp?
T-Carp, yeah. It's just,
Or T-Carp.
Yeah.
T-Carp or T-Carp?
on the other hand, now the hammer's always going to make me laugh even more, so, maybe we'll just go with
There
the
might
hammer.
be a strip in there.
There might be a strip in there.
Yeah, you're not gonna put like a link to this, are you?
I think I might have to.
Yeah.
The Tommy Lee and right.
YouTube Red.
Tied into that, actually, there was apparently a guy here in the city that actually got a picture of a penis thrusting up out of a river, and then got Dick Rivers' signature tattooed under it.
He had this as a tattoo on his arm?
And apparently, I
Wow.
remember hearing the story. I don't know if it was true, but yeah, apparently this guy got...
Dick, if you're listening.
Yeah. Maybe you can confirm or deny it.
That's horrible.
Where did this podcast take a left turn?
In Albuquerque. So is it T-Carp or T-Carp?
Let's go with T-Carp. I think T-Carp's actually
Yeah, I think it's...
more aesthetically pleasing to say.
Yes, it is.
Rather than T-Carp.
I was trying to do the Klingon thing.
Yeah, exactly. T-Carp!
T-Carp. What about you?
What was the third one?
It was T-Carp, T-Carp, or the Hammer.
I don't know. I kind of like the Hammer. Yeah.
Because of
You
the
want to give
story.
him because there's a story behind it.
Even though it's not related to him at all.
Yeah.
No.
It's now Thomas's story.
Why do they call you the Hammer? That's a long story.
Well.
What was that thud?
As long as it's not like Little John when they do the opposite of
Yeah. All right. This is the Todd one.
Okay.
Nirvana versus Pearl Jam. Now I know you're not big fans of the 90s thing, but I actually kind of wanted to get your opinion on that. I think I know what the answer is going to be. I already know what your answer is going to be. Let's see what Tyler say.
Nirvana was okay. They had a couple good songs. That's somebody I followed a lot. I mean, mostly recognized by me was when they had the Unplugged show on, it was MTV or one of those things, which was really good. And what was the other one?
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam. But yeah, I'd say Pearl Jam. Yeah.
I think you actually know how to play a couple Pearl Jam songs, I'm guessing.
Sure. Which ones?
Oh, I'm still alive.
Well, maybe. Yeah. It's one of those things where if I hear the song, I recognize it.
I think you played it on Rock Band a lot. We do Rock Band. I think someone would always pick Alive or Even Flow, but no one ever picked Nirvana or Nirvana.
You know, the funny thing is, those songs are, you know, some of Pearl Jam's more popular ones, but I don't think they're really some of their better.
I agree.
I mean, I'd have to go with Pearl Jam too, because Pearl Jam has done a lot more musically.
Yeah.
Over the years, they've definitely experimented more. You know, Eddie Vedder's.
He had that ukulele album.
Yeah.
It's all him playing a ukulele for a whole album.
You know, they've experimented a lot more with, you know, sound, and I mean, they've had some just absolutely amazing songs. Do the Evolution is still one of my favorite ones.
That's a good song.
I mean, it's a fairly popular
good video too.
Really awesome video. I mean, that's part of the reason why I like the song so much. It was done by
Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane's company, animation company.
The guy who drew Spider-Man was made famous by drawing Spider-Man, and he was paid millions of dollars to draw Spider-Man, and then he left Marvel and then created Spawn and McFarlane Toys, which makes all the hockey players and baseball players you see in the stores, like the super hyper realistic action figures of sports people.
They're more statues than toys.
Yeah, they're made by his company.
Right. More realistic.
Yeah, that guy did the video.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's an amazing video. I also really liked Spin the Black Circle.
Oh yeah. Actually, that album, that's Vitology, right? The third one. Yeah. I still own it, and I still like that album a lot.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite of the.
Yeah. But you know, there was also that period where they released a CD of every single show that they did over the course of a year.
I didn't know that story.
Yeah, actually.
Wow.
The funny, I was living in Toronto at the time when they were doing this, and what was it? Was it Sunrise Records or?
The equivalent. There was an equivalent Sunrise plate company.
Yeah, it was a huge record store down on Yonge Street.
Rhino? Is it Rhino?
I can't remember.
Something like that.
You know, back when they still had record stores and
Sam Record Man.
Yeah.
I go to Sunrise.
It might have
Records.
actually. It might have been Sam actually.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
But anyway, they had the wall of all of these albums, and they're packaged in just, you know, a simple cardboard sleeve.
Yeah.
But
to keep the price
there was
down.
just literally just rows and rows of them.
In their live show, I think I'm siding with I do like Nirvana a lot.
Yeah.
But I think based on longevity and those sorts of things, yeah, I know he offed himself. But that being said, I don't know.
I don't think Nirvana would have gone as far.
I don't think they were capable of, unless they really totally changed directions.
Yeah.
I think there was a limit to how far they could go.
But
yeah,
if even been kind of, you know, Red Hot Chili Peppers arc.
Yeah.
Where they started off with, you know, kind of an experimental sound, you know, something a bit different.
And then
then started going to you know, more pop and you know, top 40s.
Yeah. I like Pearl because I like Pearl Jam because I like singing Pearl Jam. I can sing, I guess, Kurt Cobain, but it's not. I don't know. It's not as enjoyable.
Yeah.
You can hum. What I like about Pearl Jam is, and this is what I like about all my favorite music. I can hum the guitar solo. That to me makes a great song. If the guitar solo is hummable, then that makes a good song because your average listener listens to the singing.
Right.
And if someone who has no musical background can hum a part of the song that's not singing, that's another lure for the average listener. Like
Earworm.
What's that?
Like an earworm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the ultimate hook, right? I was listening to Thunderfunk, Danny's band, who we had on the show a few episodes ago, and I was listening to, and the way he constructs his solos are similar. He actually, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but it's like he constructs the solo so you can hum along to it. It's catchy, it catches in your ear, and you go, you know, you go, like you can actually verbalize it.
Right.
That almost sounds like Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I remember the solos in the Thunderfunk songs. I remember the solos note for note.
Right.
In the Pearl Jam songs. Nirvana didn't really have solos, and I like solos in my song. I do. But they had really good, two great guitar players in that band, and they each took their turns soloing and stuff, and it was quite good. Yeah. So three Pearl Jams.
Yeah. Yeah. Soloing has kind of gone by the wayside, it seems.
Yeah. Well, guitars have gone on the wayside.
I think it depends on the type of music. I mean, you know, a lot of the more melodic death metal, you know, they still do rely a lot on, you know, the solo, and it's not really soloing, but, you know, the guitar riff.
Right.
Yeah. Look for the next one here. So the hammer got a point. T-card got a point. Matt
I'm
got
sorry,
a point.
Thomas.
Well, we said, PJ Masks got one and Paw Patrol got one. I don't even know what list we're on. Oh! Ooh. See, you won't know this, but you need to... Oh, no, okay, this one's good. You both do. I'm trying to find ones that are... Because I got a million on this list. Lar versus Lawrence.
Lar.
Okay. Who's Lawrence?
Lar!
Huh?
You know Lar Desouza? At least I could do. Good friend of ours.
Yeah.
Lar, we'd love to have you on the show.
Caricaturist.
Okay. I thought you meant the guitarist from...
Larry Gowan?
No, Metallica. Is that Lars?
Oh, Lars. That's
Yeah.
Lars.
Lars, no.
No, we wouldn't put him in a category.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Lars and who?
The funny thing is,
I like his. So Lars' name is actually Larry, or
Yeah,
Lawrence.
Lawrence,
Actually,
yes.
Lawrence more properly. But he's gone by Lar forever, and
Yeah.
his moniker is Lartist, as an artist, and our Uncle Lar, which we all call him.
going back to a couple of podcasts ago where we interviewed Lauren Elder at the Codex of Desire. When I was first talking to her about Lar, she actually remembered him as, Lawrence Desouza.
Interesting.
Yeah, she had known him before because he was a name in caricaturist circles and art circles.
Oh yeah.
But it was
Well,
really
was he known? So when he was doing when he was purely a caricaturist, was he calling himself Lar back then?
I think
we met him as Lar.
We met him as Lar, but he had been known previously as Lawrence. Almost, and then eventually got shortened to Lar.
I want to do a deep dive into his political cartoons he was doing with Silver. I don't know if you read any of those, but they're really good.
Mm.
They were doing political cartoons for a while. But anyway.
Yeah.
We went off track.
Poor guy looks so confused.
So, do you like Larry? Would you rather call somebody Lawrence or Lar? Lawrence?
You gotta admit, Lawrence is just
Let's
fun to
broaden
say.
our minds.
But then again, so is Lar.
It just kind of brings me back to moving up with the Jeffersons. Florence!
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 Oh, Florence.
Yeah, Florence.
Yeah.
So it's Lawrence.
Florence.
I think Lar would be... Lar better. I like the shorter.
See, the nice thing is, the longer names like Lawrence, can actually shorten, right?
Yeah.
Kind of come up with a fun nickname. But what do you do with like Todd?
It's like Xavier Guinum. What's the short...
Xavier
version? What's the short version? Za. Za. So, yeah, I like the shorter versions.
Like the shorter version.
Yeah. That way you can
Lar,
say it
2.
loud, proud. You don't have to pronunciate or anything.
It's
This
funny,
is coming from Ko, Ta, and Sha.
Shh. What? Shh. What? Shh.
Reminds me of a joke. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Oh.
Well, that one you can tell
I
your
don't
kids.
know.
Okay, next one.
Oh boy.
When he makes that giggle, it's never anything
Yeah.
good.
We went from general to X-rated again.
No.
No?
Harry, Joe Satriani versus hairless Joe Satriani.
I like the streamlined version.
He looks like the Silver Surfer now.
Although, have you noticed that a lot of, older guitarists are all starting to look alike? You got him, you've got
Kim Mitchell.
Kim Mitchell,
Kim Mitchell,
yeah.
yeah.
They look the same.
Yeah.
They
They look like, what's his name?
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
No.
Oh, is he bald now?
He's probably pretty close.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
No, I was thinking of late night host with the cap in his teeth.
Oh.
David Letterman. David Letterman's, music guy.
Oh, Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer,
yes.
Yeah, I get the guy I get mistaken for all the time.
Yeah. And Ace Burpee.
And Ace Burpee.
Yeah,
Ace
Ace
Burpee.
Burpee.
I've actually been asked to sign Ace Burpee autographs more than once. And actually, did I? Okay.
On behalf of Ace.
Yeah.
But when they heard me talk, they're like, "What's wrong with your voice? Are you sick?" I'm like, I thought they recognized me from Meet the Geeks or something. I like the work you do on the radio. I'm like, do we have a song on the radio? Happened a few times, and then I met Ace Burpee.
Yeah.
I have a picture up on my Facebook page, but I met Ace Burpee, and he's like, I'm like, okay, you and I have to talk. He goes, oh, do we? His little, his voice starts kind of like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, people keep thinking I'm you. And I asked him, do people keep thinking you're me? I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
So
Sean!
What? So we actually talked it out. We actually took a picture together and actually had a good chat.
Oh,
He was
cool.
actually kind of a... Anyway,
Yeah.
Moving on.
I forgot what the question was.
Yeah.
So hairless
Yes.
Joe versus
Okay.
hairy Joe. Joe
You know what?
Satriani.
I don't know. I kind of like with hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too clean.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just something.
It does kind of seem like, if you're a guitarist.
I mean, it
when
suits
you,
them,
when you
I
reach
guess.
a certain point in your career,
Right.
you got to shave your head and, start wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
True.
when you have those long locks and you get the friar tuck going on the top,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, just shave it off.
Well, that's what Kim Mitchell had going for the longest time.
Oh yeah, you wore a ball cap everywhere.
So we got one vote each.
Yeah.
I like Hairless Joe because it ties in with his whole Silver Surfer thing. He was a massive Silver Surfer fan, which is why what drew me to him, because I saw his album Surfing with the Alien at the store. Like, see an album with Silver Surfer on the cover. I'm like, what the hell is this? So actually, I think that's why I bought it.
But he had hair back then.
He had hair back then.
Yeah, that was before he went and shaved it all.
Yeah. Actually, I saw Joe in Montreal,
Mm-hmm.
and that is still my top live show I've ever seen. I actually cried.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one. There was bikers and shit there.
Yeah.
It was like an outdoor festival.
It's amazing the emotion that they portray. Him and Steve Vai,
Yeah.
both of them.
Both.
Yeah.
Passion and Warfare. I could play it, and there's
You
some
almost
parts on there.
cried.
Yeah, you just get choked up because it's just so. He just puts so much of his own life and feeling into it. It's like you feel like he's telling you a story.
Yeah.
Like really
With a
deep,
guitar without words.
a
That
really
is
deep
astounding.
story. Yeah.
But I was there in the audience. I was there with my friend Tracy. Tracy's from the podcast here. And I was crying. And there was a bunch of bikers and tough guys and metal dudes in the audience. And I wasn't the only one crying. There was like these big guys with tattoos and crying.
He touched my
can't-
soul.
I'm trying to remember what song it was, but it was
Miss
just
my
so
mom.
it was so beautiful. Stu Ham was playing bass on that tour. Stu Ham, he had a solo part where he did the Peanuts theme
Okay.
by himself on the bass.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
So he was doing that with one hand,
Yeah.
that part,
And
and then the other fingers were doing that. So he was actually playing a bass part and a piano part by himself on the bass by tapping and stuff.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
It's really good. There's some of those players out
Yeah.
there just whoa.
That was after I saw that show, and I bought a bunch of Joe stuff after that. Did you like Joe and Joe and Sammy Hagar had a band together called Chickenfoot?
Yeah.
With Chad
I've
Smith
heard of it, yeah.
was the drummer and Michael Anthony.
Yes,
Did you like Chickenfoot?
I did.
Did you hear Chickenfoot?
Yeah, I'm familiar. I've heard of it. I haven't heard it.
It was pretty good. It was actually pretty. It sounded very Van Halen, I guess, in some respects. But Joe's a cleaner player than Eddie.
Yeah.
Well, very, very articulate.
Yeah, articulate.
Very precise.
Yes.
He's like the Neil Peart of.
Yeah, actually,
guitar.
yes.
He's more of a technical player.
Yeah, very, very technical, but with a lot of feeling. And that's a lot of times where a lot of people kind of fall off the radar, so to speak, when they're playing and people listening to them. I mean, speed is one thing, but if you can't put any feeling to it, it's totally pointless, really.
Yeah.
You're just flash in the pan player.
Yeah.
After that.
The funny thing is, back when I was learning guitar in my teens, one of the teachers that I had eventually got fired for showing up hungover all the time.
Well, at least you showed up.
Yeah, he was telling me that he was at up late at a guitar competition at one of the bars, and some old blues guy that won.
Right.
Because everybody else was trying to play really fast. He's
right.
like, I was one of the first guys out there. I played fast. I think I scared everybody. Everybody's trying to be as fast. I mean, this old blues guy gets up and he starts playing real slow, and he won.
Yeah.
So it's
well, the people in the audience aren't all guitar players, so they're like,
yeah,
okay, everyone's trying to outdo each other's guitar player, and if you're a guitar player and you watch it, okay, you can kind of relate. But for someone in the audience and you're trying to get into the groove, and you can't tap your foot.
I can't even find the groove. It's
just
too fast.
Yeah, it's just way too.
Yeah.
Then it becomes noise after a while.
Actually, I think I've got another idea for a podcast there. How fast is too fast? Like when you start getting into Vinnie Vincent and
Louis Malmsteen,
yeah,
Tony McAlpine, all those older. Vinnie Vincent, was it? Yes, and all those fast players.
There was an interview. They had Rudy. You know Rudy Sarzo.
do I?
Rudy Sarzo. Rudy Sarzo was the bass player for Quiet Riot.
Okay.
He was the bass player for Whitesnake. He was the bass player for Dio. He was the bass player for I think Lita Ford at some point. Cuban guy. Anyway, Whitesnake, Still the Night, whatever. That was him playing bass.
Okay.
But he was also the Quiet Riot guy, and he was also an Aussie. He was best friends with Randy Rhoads. They were kind of like a package deal, I guess.
Right.
So anyway, so they're all. Anyway, he's been in every band. He's currently playing for the Guess Who as their bass player, and he's also played with Yngwie Malmsteen. So he's actually good enough to play. He's good enough to play with Yngwie Malmsteen because his bass players have to be really good and really technical, which I didn't know he could do. But then he really enjoys playing with the Guess Who because he loves all those songs, and he says the bass groove in a Guess Who song can't be beat.
Well, that's the thing. There's the groove and the feel.
Yeah.
And if it's deeper in a certain particular genre of music, then yeah. Because if he's doing the flashy stuff, I mean, it's all technical and it's fast, and I'm sure he gets, a thrill out of it. But he obviously gets more out of playing slower with more feeling.
It's like playing along to like AC/DC or playing along to, Dream Theater or something. There's something about playing along to AC/DC, as simple as those beats are, and as rudimentary as those beats are. When I'm playing an AC/DC song, like I can really get into that groove. It's really fun.
Well,
but if I'm gonna play something complicated,
commercials. Like if you listen to commercials, the Mazda commercial.
Yeah.
Okay, the one where it's, after a while you start, you notice that your head's bopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if they're playing another one, there's one I like. It's the Who.
Screaming in the beginning.
No.
The Guess Who or the Who?
No, the Who.
We'll Get Fooled Again.
No.
Horton Hears.
We'll get back to that one.
I was gonna look it up.
I'll find it. Yeah.
Okay.
Doctor Who.
I'm gonna keep going here. So, another Lar category. I got a couple more Lar categories.
Okay.
because we're big fans of Lar. Least I Could Do, Looking for Group. Which is your favorite?
I'd have to go with Least I Could Do. I've actually stopped following Looking for Group.
Ditto. Yeah. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It is easily the more popular of the two.
Yeah, it just
I don't know.
I've become more invested in Least I Could Do.
In the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely been, a lot more growth throughout the years. Definitely, especially with, the story arc for Rain.
Yeah, like his story arc is actually really... Are you familiar with Lar's strips?
No.
You know what? I've got the cartoon books. Is that the right word? I've got printed editions of his webcomic. Would you be interested in that?
You mean like a Calvin and Hobbes
Yeah,
type
yeah,
strip?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's really good stuff. It's, I don't know. I really like Least I Could Do. I've always been a fan. The
Looking for Group has never made me cry. Least I Could Do did that at least once.
Yeah, true.
That was
What part made you cry?
That was when Rain went skydiving and his chute. He jumped without a chute. Sorry, no. He went skydiving. He was strapped to Wild Bill, who's
Wild Bill from G.I. Joe.
Yeah, who's also now his father-in-law. Well, actually, I guess they're not married yet, but they're living together, so, they're common law. But yeah, so, he wound up getting separated from Wild Bill and, was going crashing to Earth without a parachute. So he imagined what it would be like in his death.
Yeah.
And, of course, some hilarity ensues. But it was the part that snapped him out of, his reminiscing with his niece, Ashley. Just looking at his coffin and then, the one panel where it's just, her with a tear in her eye going, Unca?
Oh, yeah.
I actually, that made me break down.
Well,
damn you so
the whole family thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good. I Looking for Group is... It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. That's the one that it's was it based on WoW originally?
Yeah.
World of Warcraft. It's more
This is a strip?
comic strip.
This is a comic.
So these are two of the comic strips that Lar does
Okay.
with Somer. And they're all available online.
Okay.
At least I could do.com and LFG.
Or no. It's licd.com.
What was it?
Yeah. And lfggroup.com, I think, is the Looking for Group. But Looking for Group is so big that I think it allows them to do Least I Could Do. I personally think that's Somer's baby, and always will be Somer's baby, because it was Somer invented Least I Could Do before Lara was around, and did a whole season or a whole year of strips with another artist, and then eventually found Lar, and then this became Lar's full-time job.
Mm-hmm. Eminence Front.
What?
Sorry, I'm just regressing back to
What did you say? What?
we were talking about commercials. Sorry.
Oh,
With the Who one? It's Eminence Front.
what's that song?
Da, 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 da.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you're like,
Yeah.
your head's
head's
bopping,
going.
and that's how they get you with the groove.
Going back to Thunderfunk,
Okay.
I was listening to it. I'm plugging Danny
Okay.
because I'm actually learning. I'm learning to play the album right now. It's just I just put it on the car. Just every once in a while, I swap the CDs out of the car, and I grab 5 CDs out of the house, dump them in the car, and I listen to those 5 CDs for the next 2 months. Sometimes it's for the next 4 days, and then I swap them out because they weren't as good as I remembered. But I kept Thunderfunk in the car for a week. And I'm driving, and my head's doing that bop the whole time, and I'm like, that's a sign of a good song. Yeah. If you can't stop yourself from either head bopping or shaking your butt or tapping your feet, that's a sign of a good song.
Well, either that or it's the beat.
Yeah.
Like there's a formula. Wasn't there a formula or something they try and use, and it's like same with commercials. Like they want you to be able to. So it's a 4/4. I don't know.
Well, that's how they
BPM,
write songs nowadays.
And you call them BPM music
BPMs,
or whatever.
Certain BPMs instill buying something. or make you feel good, or nostalgic. When you feel nostalgic, you tend to buy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they're right into the psychology now. Any angle they can.
Yeah. So least I could do. You haven't seen them. I also liked Gutters.
Yeah.
I really liked Gutters. Gutters was the third strip that they did. That was my favorite, and it was never meant to be a permanent. I don't think it was ever meant to be permanent, but.
But if you
Ed was working on it too, which
Yeah.
And Ed got nominated for, was it an Emmy? Is that what they're called, the Emmys?
I don't know.
I think he was nominated for that. He might have actually won. I can't remember. Ed Rozowski.
Yeah.
Guy we know.
Okay.
Color some.
He does the Ed does the Brain Pulp TV on YouTube, which is a Magic the Gathering web show. Tell you how to play Magic the Gathering, which also has the initials of MTG. Meet the Geeks.
Yeah, that was one thing I didn't quite realize when I started, came up with the idea of trying to, call our YouTube channel, MTG TV. So I looked up MTG, and all of a sudden I found all this Magic the Gathering stuff, and I'm like, wait a second.
But there's no MTG TV.
I think there is actually, but I don't know.
Anyway. Cease and desist. We'll wait till that happens. I'll do a couple more, and I think we're good. We don't want to overdo this. Tattooed David Lee Roth versus 1980s David Lee Roth. Has anybody seen the Tattooed David Lee Roth lately?
No.
No?
No.
I think he spent a week getting tattoos. A whole, I don't know, a massive amount of time. He got Yakuza type tattoos done.
Like a full Japanese bodysuit?
Full bodysuit. At least from the waist up. And
Yeah.
now he's hawking a skincare line for people with tattoos, so they don't lose the color of their tattoos. That's his big thing he's working on right now.
Well,
He's had a
skin
really
moisturizers.
he's had an interesting career arc.
Yeah, I'm more into the vintage David Lee Roth.
Yeah, I'd say go with the vintage.
Yeah,
A
bunch
little
of
bit of body
tattoos
hair,
and- Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting though that he's still cool.
Yeah.
Like he's actually transformed himself, because if he was gonna have the hairline keeps receding, like he's shaved his head now.
Yeah.
And he's got the tattoos. So he actually went to Japan for however long it was, 2 years or whatever. Went there, immersed himself in the culture, got the Japanese tattoos. And now he's this different guy. It's like reinventing himself. It's actually pretty good marketing strategy.
Well, he was also, EMT for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it always kind of, because he, played himself off as, being, kind of blue collar, average Joe.
Not very smart.
Not very smart,
Yeah.
but
Dad's
if
a
you,
lawyer.
if you want to be an EMT, you can't be dumb.
No, he's definitely not dumb.
Yeah.
He actually replaced Howard Stern for a while too, and Howard Stern was off the air. And he was doing the radio thing, and actually I listened to it. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
Didn't he do his own radio thing after that, or
He
was
did,
it just
because
strictly?
it was. I think
covered?
I can't remember if he subbed for Stern, and then they gave him his own show afterwards. Then Stern moved to Sirius, because Stern was on a radio station. Then moved to Sirius, I think,
Oh, okay.
or something like that. All right,
Excuse me.
I think that's all I got. I got a bunch more, but we'll save them for next time.
All right.
All right, so that's episode of Versus.
Okay.
Is that it?
I did come up with, one of my own.
Good.
What's it? Johnny Rodden?
Johnny Rodden.
Yeah. So we could do one, Johnny Rodden hawking butter versus David Lee Roth hawking skincare.
Oh my God.
No.
We'll just do this last one.
Okay.
here.
Yep.
Oh, you want to do that, eh?
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Okay, so Johnny Rodden hawking butter versus David Lee Roth hawking skincare.
I have not seen the Johnny Rotten hawking butter, but it sounds amusing.
You know what? We should almost pull that up on YouTube just so we can see.
Okay, Todd's pulling it up.
Okay.
What? Where did you see this? Where did?
It was on TV.
Did you say Ronnie Hawken?
Johnny
Johnny
Rotten.
Rotten.
Johnny Rotten.
Two completely different. So, Johnny Rotten or Ronnie Hawkins, which do you prefer?
Was that two N's? Johnny.
Johnny. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's J-O-H and then Y.
Interview?
Yeah. No.
Butter.
Butter.
Just put in butter.
Butter. I'm sure you couldn't believe it. Okay, Johnny Rotten Butter advert. Oh my God.
Do I buy Country Life butter because it's British? Do I buy Country Life because I yearn for the British countryside? Or because it's made only from British milk?
What?
I buy Country Life because I think it tastes the best. It's not about Great Britain, it's about great butter.
He did not age well.
Wow. Well, until we see the David Lee Roth commercial, which I'm sure will be coming.
What, hasn't come out yet?
Well, no, he's got an investor, and it's funny. He never had tattoos, and all of a sudden he's got all these tattoos, and all of a sudden he's this tattoo guy. Yeah. But he spent he did it all in one.
That's how traditional Japanese tattoos are done.
Oh, I guess he was trying to be traditional then.
I'm wondering if he actually had it done traditionally, which involves it doesn't involve machines.
That probably sounds right.
They like a rake with a bunch of needles on it and then tap it.
They tap it, or they actually have essentially like a wire brush, and they.
Yeah, they keep jab like 3 or 4 just jab it in. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, no.
But just bear in mind that they do this over the course of. You might spend an entire day just having, this tattoo done. Like, people faint during this. People wind up with fevers. It's not for the faint of heart.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Something that came up in that interview with David Lee Roth that I was reading is, he was famous for rock climbing. Like, he had his album Skyscraper. There's a picture of him.
Yeah.
Rock climbing. He's terrified of heights.
Really?
So, yeah.
So he should be.
So I think he did that to just overcome his fear. And I know not everyone's a David Lee Roth fan, but I like that if he's interested in something, he just goes and does it.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, that's what life's about. Just do something. Go try shit.
Well, he's got enough money. He can do whatever he wants when he wants. And I don't think he's been married or has ever been married.
No. He had that thing with that bodybuilder, that Kay Baxter, was that her name? The bodybuilding girl who was also in Skin Deep with Ritter, John
Ritter.
Oh,
Ritter.
that one. Yeah.
Remember that movie? The glow in the dark condoms.
Yeah. Oh god, that scene.
One more.
Okay, I got one. Blue collar jobs. Rock stars with blue collar jobs.
Versus.
No.
Okay.
Okay. David Lee Roth as an EMT.
Yeah.
Versus Bruce Dickinson as an airline pilot.
Bruce Dickinson. Todd?
I'd say the same.
It's Bruce Dickinson.
Bruce is just fucking cool. Yeah. There's no escaping it.
Yeah.
He's just.
Although it would be cool, if you were to show up for whatever reason, and then you see Dave, and you go, Dave? I mean, it's like Steven Seagal, like when he goes out like as a cop.
Yeah.
And people are like, hey, I'm getting arrested by, yeah, here, sure, yeah. Yeah, I tell my friends, I got arrested by Steven Seagal.
Oh man, I had one. Oh, so there was a marathon. We were at Christmas Day. I guess Christmas Day. CMT was on for some reason on my in-laws' place. That CMT country music television. It was on. They had a marathon of Three's Company.
Oh really?
And half the morning went away because I was just sat there and watched and realized how funny that show was.
Yes.
So I have a question. Suzanne Summers or Joyce DeWitt?
You know what? Actually, I always had a thing for Joyce DeWitt. I mean, Chrissy, she was hot, but Janet?
Janet was something else.
Yeah.
I loved Janet. She was she was funnier.
Yeah.
B, she was smarter.
Yep.
She was way more witty.
Yep.
And she was interesting. She was more than just looks.
Yeah. Did you know that she had actually been pushing for a romance between her character and John Ritter's character for the entire length of the show?
Really?
Yeah.
Because they were really good friends.
Yeah. But she wanted them to hook up.
How come you didn't add Mrs. Roper to the list? No.
So who's your vote? Who's your vote?
You know what? I to me, I think they were both equally interesting. I mean, you had the dumb blonde that she portrayed, and then you had the smarter brunette as they portrayed. But I mean, they kind of evened each other out.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was a great.
Yeah.
Mr. Roper versus Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley, with his be like a
I think
pale
at
yellow
first
jumpsuit.
I think I was a Mr. Furley fan for the longest time, but watching those old episodes with Mr. Roper and Helen, right,
Helen,
was
yeah.
the wife.
Yeah.
There was something funny about that, but they didn't last very long in the show because they gave them a spin-off show, which tanked.
You gave him a spin-off show?
They had,
Yeah, they did.
there was a show called The Ropers, and it didn't. I think it lasted a season, if that. But looking back at those episodes, I think there was less. It was less shticky with the Ropers. It was a bit more intellectual.
Yeah.
And then with Mr. Roper, it was all shtick. Mr. Furley was all shtick. It was,
What was the name of the actor that portrayed him?
Which one? Don Knotts?
Don Knotts, that's it, yeah.
I mean, just his facial expressions.
Yeah.
And how he presented himself.
And he
It was
do his
more of
martial arts. His,
a lot of physical comedy.
Yeah, he was. He was more of like a slapstick background.
Well, he was in vaudeville.
Yeah. Oh, he was? Okay, well, that says it all.
Yeah. I remember have a couple of old Red Skelton DVDs, and it's got one with Don Knotts on it, and it's just
man,
Red Skelton. He was good. I liked him.
yeah,
he was funny.
yeah. But it's just it's like the old. He brought a lot of that old vaudeville, sensibility to the show, which it's definitely a little bit more slapstick, but he had a great comedy background.
Oh yeah.
More presence. Mr. Roper was more. Every time he'd see Jack do something, he'd always have that. He'd give you that look. That was his big thing. But other than that, that was his.
Do you guys remember the buddy? It was played by Richard Klein. It was
With the afro kind of
what
the
the
curly
hell?
hair.
Yeah, what was his name?
I can't remember offhand.
The same show
Yeah, his buddy.
with the Regal Beagle all the time. No, he didn't have an afro.
No, it was curly black hair.
Yeah, black curly.
What was his name? Larry.
Larry. That's it.
Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry down at the Regal Beagle.
Yeah. Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yeah. He was good.
I was I don't know. I was really enjoying watching. So like John Ritter was comedy gold. Like, he was just
Those
so
are my
good.
favorite shows. Yeah.
And he was actually a stand-up, an improv guy.
Yeah.
There is you can see it online. He did a lot of improv with Rob Williams.
There was
Williams
that
would pull him
one.
up.
Yeah, there was that one show where John Ritter just happened to be in the audience, and Rob
Yeah, he just
was
pulled
like,
him
"Come on up."
And they just improv. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, because sometimes I think John Ritter, like I had a perception that he was just follow the script and then he just do pratfalls and maybe he wasn't as talented as. But no, he's actually he is in fact very talented.
Yeah, no, he's
great
comic actor.
Yeah. Todd has on his bacon shirt.
Yes.
Bacon
In
the summer.
I'm telling you, part of the swag needs to be, "This isn't my bacon."